We're at Spotlight Canada, the biggest trade fair for the country in the UK. It's where tour operators come to find out what's new about Canada. Now, as you can see, this year the country is rebranding. It's got a new youthful image. We've got the slogan, Canada Keep Exploring. So let's go in and find out what's going on. Well, we're now inside, and this is where the real business and networking takes place. There are a lot of meetings going on between tour operators and ground handlers, and they're discussing what will be in the programmes for holidaymakers in the future. So let's go and have a chat with some tour operators to find out their take on the event.
The Brits have a love affair with Canada, I think. It's just one of those destinations that if you haven't been, you've got to go to. And if you've been there, you've got to go again.
We tend to find they'll do America a few times and then they'll come back wanting something different. And something different is always Canada. And once they go to Canada, they won't want to go every year, but they'll come back wanting maybe go every 2 years, tell their friends about it, the friends will go, and that's where we're finding Canadian product is increasing all the time.
And eating out, attractions, everything like that are of excellent value for money. And there's good interest in Canada, and I think that will continue for the foreseeable future.
Now, we're at Spotlight Canada. Do you find it a useful event?
I do. I haven't been at Spotlight for a couple of years, but it's now in a new location, and yeah, I think it's a very useful event. It solves the problem of me having to go and visit all of these people in their home place. Not that I wouldn't like to, but I just don't have the time to go.
And Canada has rebranded itself, a bit of a youthful, jazzy image, keep exploring. What's your view on all that?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, Canada is a young, sexy country, so it's good, the new image that they're creating, and I love the venue here, definitely. We specialise in ski trips to Canada, and the snow certainly helped this year, but the Canadian dollar is very good value going to Canada as compared to Europe.
I think it's a great event, and I've been coming here for years, really, not just at this venue, but other venues. And this place is a great place. It's got a good character. You can talk quite direct with suppliers. It's just a good show to come to.
Now, there's a lot of choice for holidaymakers. They can go skiing in the winter, they can explore in the summer. You've got lots of great cities. What should they do?
It all depends on your interests. If you are fond of great nature, you will find that. If you prefer the vibrant city life and you want to mix with people, you can have fun in Montreal or Toronto or in all the cities. And there are great events coming up. In Quebec City, as an example, that will be their 400-year anniversary in 2008, so that you could plan around that.
Now, tell us some of the things that are going to happen in Quebec next year.
In the next year, that will be, I think, for a whole year, Quebec City will be celebrating. There will be World Tournament of Hockey, and there will be performing arts all through the year, street festivals. It will be a year-long festival for their anniversary. And then that's 2008. And then you can plan further on for 2010, where there will be the Winter Olympics in Vancouver and Whistler. So there are many reasons.
When people think about branding a country, it sounds like kind of an odd thing because it's not like soap or toothpaste or things you think about normally branding. So we're trying to give a much broader view of what Canada offers. People who have already come to Canada see us as an upbeat, youthful, modern country. Once people have come to Canada once, they're likely to come back.
Well, you mentioned people are likely to come back. We know the satisfaction rates are high. Your main challenge is just getting people there in the first place, isn't it?
It sure is. And Canada, because we're known as in such a positive light, we're one of those countries that people aspire to travel to sometime in their lifetime. We want to encourage them to come now. Now's the best time to come, and we know that they'll come back.
Now, also, you've got a new website, haven't you? Tell us a bit about that.
Well, we have decided to globalize our web presence, and so what that means is that when you come onto our website, whether you're media, whether you're a consumer, or whether you're travel trade, you come onto one splash page, you can pick the language that you want to communicate in, you can pick who you are, and then you can communicate to us one-on-one. We've also adopted very much the point of view of a traveler speaking to a traveler. We're not really a destination speaking to consumer anymore. Really embracing user-generated content as well, so people can come to our website, have a discussion about Canada with other people who have been there, and very much pick their own itineraries.
So it's a much more personal approach then than you've had before.
The whole brand work is more personal. It's really trying to take this vast idea of a country and make it more personal.
And just tell us, for people looking at this, what is the URL of the website?
It's canada.travel. www.canada.travel.
Elaine, if holidaymakers are thinking of going to Canada, why would they choose Ontario?
Well, one of our key sellers is Toronto. It's a fantastic cosmopolitan city break, and with amazing shopping, culture, nightlife, and a wonderful entertainment district.
And beyond Toronto, where should people go?
Well, the provincial parks in Ontario are beautiful. And of course, Ottawa, which is celebrating its 150th anniversary this year, is a wonderful cultural and historic location for you to visit. I think the new branding for Canada is a great opportunity for us to get behind the Canada message of it being an upbeat, interesting, fun, exciting, fast-moving destination where it can attract all age groups, not the traditional over 55 fly drives market.
Northwest Territories is obviously the northern part of Canada, north of British Columbia and Alberta, and I think it's one of Canada's best kept secrets actually. There's wonderful outdoor adventure, wildlife viewing. We have a couple of great towns to explore, a lot of Aboriginal culture out there, a lot of stuff that people should definitely come up and see.
Now you said there that it's a best kept secret. I guess one of your challenges is to make it not so much a secret, get people aware of what you have to offer.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's why places like events like Spotlight are such a key for us as well, too, because then we get our name and our image out in the marketplace, and it's a chance to really let people know. And people are often quite pleasantly surprised at everything that we do have to offer up there. Canada
as a whole is rebranding itself as a more youthful, upbeat, modern destination.
Yes.
What's your view of that?
I think it's a very good thing. It's more in line with the experiences that everybody's going for these days. So we definitely are happy with the experiential thrust, I guess you'd say, for Canada. 6 universities in the city, so there's over 40,000 students. So we have a lot of a very young population, lively population, and more bars per capita than any city in the country, so that's something to keep in mind as well.
We've just done some rebranding ourselves for the Yukon, and our synergies are going to help sort of propel some of those things that are already in the Yukon and help energize our industry.
And is business from the UK generally increasing to the Yukon?
We've seen, in the last 2 years, we've seen increases that are in the double digits for us. It's one of those markets that we've seen huge numbers from at this point.
For Air Canada, we've been investing in new products. So we've been all of our existing wide-body fleet is being reconfigured. This is a very important trade show for us in terms of talking to tour operators who are wanting to develop new products for 2008, and it's set the scene very well for next year.
We're forecasting, I think, just in the order of about 315,000 visitors out of the UK to British Columbia in 2007. So it's going to be a good year in 2007, and we're projecting continuous growth over the next few years as well. British Columbia is very unique in that you can be close to a comfortable bed and still at the doorstep of nature. So you can have all the comforts of a home and be within a couple of minutes of a hike in the wilderness.
Overall, I would say, come and meet the Canadians. We have these great natures and the mountains and the lakes, but I think the whole new brand that we are promoting now is that there are Canadians, there are lots of things to do, and we want the traveler to build its own adventure. So that's why we use that theme of keep exploring.